All right, Chris Popper here in Bangor, joined by Coach Mark Shields, as we are every Thursday during football season for our weekly coaches show. And Coach, how has the week been? You've had great weather for practices.
Yeah, it's been fabulous. Here it is Thursday, and I had my phys ed classes outside, and we were in t-shirts. It was beautiful.
All
Um,
right.
yeah, I mean, I think I saw a couple sprinkles maybe Tuesday morning, um, and they were calling for possible showers that afternoon. I can't remember, but yeah, we haven't seen any rain, and we've had a good week of practice. The kids, I think they were excited coming off their win against Ellsworth. A win always helps with morale, and they're excited to take on Camden Hills. Last year Camden Hills, they handled us pretty easily last year. Honestly, it was a you know a heavy score on their end and not so much on ours, and um, so we're just looking forward to the opportunity.
So do you remind them of that, during the week, or how does that work? Is it a little extra motivation or?
Not really. The kids they know every game's important. Um, and I mean they remember the game last year, of course, and they remember that it didn't go very well for us. So I mean, I think nature of the beast, the kids want to do better, the coaches want to do better. Um, but at the end of the day, it's really about, having a good week of practice and executing a game plan successfully and getting the win. And that's the hope of any coach and any team going into a competition.
It's a little bit different this year because just the top two teams from each division will meet in the playoffs. So this is an important game. Where MDI right now is second in the crab trees, which takes into account strength of schedule and how you do, but that strength of schedule really plays a big part of it. And right now you're in second place in North large 8-man division.
Yeah, that's a mouthful, isn't it?
I was trying to get it all right.
uh, so it's been kind of confusing because when we started the season, um, it was told to us that there was going to be one conference with 11 teams in it throughout the entire state, and they would take the top four teams from that one conference, and that would create the playoffs for the championship. And then Bunky Dow came to us, whatever, maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and they changed that. The ads voted, and there's actually a north and a south, which is nice. So there are five teams in the north, um, and six teams in the south, and you need to be top four in your division. So
Okay.
so the top four teams in the north will actually make the playoffs, um, which lighten the stress load for a lot of teams because
Right.
11 schools fighting for four spots, and you don't play everyone, and the whole point system. And I was thinking there's going to be some good teams not make the playoffs if they stuck with that system, and I was really happy when Mr. Dow told us that they would actually take the top four from each, the north and the south. So for us, we just have to make sure that we're in the top four so we can get into the playoffs.
It's funny. I mean, we've seen the crab trees help MDI and the crab trees hurt MDI. I mean, the year, what was it, maybe 3 or 4 years ago when there was the Belfast. They beat Belfast substantially, but couldn't get into the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, that was kind of a frustrating scenario. I've had that happen a couple of times years ago, and you were with us. There was one year, I mean, we went 3-5, probably didn't deserve to be in the playoffs, but we beat Oak Hill. I remember that year, and they were 3-5, and they ended up getting in. And that was hard to justify to our kids that, we were both 3-5 and we beat that team. We still didn't get in, but so yeah, you know, I guess any coach would say, you know, control what you can control, and that's something you can't control, and the kids can't control that. So, you know, the most important thing is you got to try to win games and let
Win and you're in.
Yeah, exactly, and let the rest kind of take care of itself.
What have you worked on this week as you get ready for Camden Hills on Friday night?
Yeah, so Camden Hills poses, you know, a lot of challenges because offensively, Camden Hills runs multiple formations. We talked about that on Monday. You know, as a defensive coach, I need to break down formations. I need to break down plays. And breaking down their tape against Spruce Mountain, their last opponent, they had 24 different formations. So that, you know, takes a lot of time to, for starters, break the film down and come up with a game plan. And then it takes some time to teach our kids, you know, how to align against different formations. So that's been something we've worked real hard on this week. You know, what we don't want is to get lined up defensively, you know, improperly, and then they get an easy score because of it. So we worked hard on that. You know, special teams, we continue. I thought we did better at special teams last weekend against Ellsworth. We did snap the ball over the punter's head once, so that keeps Coach Shields awake at night. So hard on that. We've done more of that this week. And then offensively, you know, you always, every week there's going to be a new wrinkle, and we've been working on some of that and also getting better at what we had already been doing offensively. So it's been a productive week. It's been a good week for the kids, and you know, tonight will be our pregame practice, so it'll be a little bit more of a walkthrough, and then we'll revisit, you know, the three teams, special teams, offense, and defense. And then we have a team dinner tonight, which is kind of nice. So we have a spaghetti dinner whenever we have
I was going to say, what's being served?
Yeah. So Jed out of Bar Harbor is donating the food. It's a spaghetti meal, and then the parents are donating the rest, like the salads and the plasticware and the, you know, the paperware and all that sort of stuff, napkins and desserts and whatever else we have. It sounds like we're gonna have quite a feast. So, which is nice. We haven't been home for a while, so it's good to have a home game, and it's nice to have a team dinner.
You do that in the cafeteria, or where is that?
Yep. So we'll be in the cafeteria for this one. Our last team dinner was generously provided by Testa's restaurant in Bar Harbor.
Oh, wow.
So we ended up going down there and actually eating at the restaurant, which was awesome. So this one here, Jetties is donating the food, and that will be brought to the high school, and then we'll warm it up here, and we'll have a meal tonight at the high school.
Very cool. Very cool. So what you've got, what, three games, including this one on Friday night. You got one more home game, and then on the road down in Lake Region, which is like way down there, down by the Bridgeton area.
It's like New Hampshire, isn't it?
Pretty much. We'll be stopping.
Yeah, I have a nephew that graduated from Lake Region, so I know that area well. My wife's older brother lives down there, so we have visited there many times, and it's a beautiful area. That game was originally supposed to be a Friday night game, and the more I looked at it, I asked Mr. Dow if he could change it to Saturday because I didn't want to get home at 3 a.m. in the morning. So we, you know, were able to change that to a Saturday afternoon game. But yeah, I mean, it's happening fast. The season's, you know, the regular season's winding down.
I know. Well, hopefully it'll be a nice long playoff season as well. So
that'd be nice.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have the game on the radio as the Red Sox mercifully their season came to an end yesterday. So Friday night's game will be on WDEA and then also online, so anyone can listen around the world and hopefully listen to a Trojan victory. anything you want to add, say to the fans?
Yeah, if you can come out and, support us and see us play, I know it means a lot to the kids for sure. If we can have the stands packed with Trojan pride, that would be wonderful. I know the band's going to play for the first time Friday night, so that's awesome. The kids are excited about that. So, yeah, if you can come out and see us, if you can't this Friday night, we'll be back the following Friday night against Gray New Gloucester. So that'd be awesome.
All right, Coach. We'll talk to you we'll see you down on the island on Friday, and then we'll chat next week. Best of luck.
Sounds good. Thanks, Chris.